the Colin and the Donovan, because that's what's that? Let's get ready.
Lay it on me.
Boeing, right?
Boeing.
So a bunch of new jobs that
Yes.
they've announced that are leaving the state, right?
Bye-bye.
And so just over the last 2 or 3 days, I've heard clips from like Jay Inslee being asked about it, right? And so
pissed.
Jay Inslee has said some things that I think are very interesting, right?
Yeah.
So certainly
Real
I understand
totalitarian.
being upset. There's obviously a lot of benefit for Boeing and for Washington for them being here, being
hell
right.
yeah.
But he's saying shit like that, like
We have
like,
a bank that was, or a credit union that was started just because Boeing existed.
I am a member of BECU,
And it's a wonderful,
it's a great
wonderful
bank.
institution.
Yeah, and so Jay Inslee has said shit like Boeing owes its employees, like it owes
yeah.
the citizens of Washington for building this company. And let's just start here, because anybody who maybe hasn't watched the show before, I work for a small company. I work for a small manufacturer who treats me extremely well. I 1,000% understand the relationship, worker-boss relationship, right?
Yep.
But
Employee-employer.
also know that if you work for Boeing, you have a great fucking benefits package, you make really good money, and you have a great fucking job. You're also part of a fantastic union, right?
Oh, yeah,
that
one of the most powerful, too.
Ensures everybody is fucking good to go,
Yep.
right? So even as a worker from an ununionized company, I am fucking shocked to hear a governor say that a company owes something to the people that it has employed and fairly compensated for the entirety of their employment, right?
Uh-huh.
If Tim and Dan were to decide to leave and go to another state and hire a bunch of other people, certainly I'll be upset, but as long as I've been treated fairly during this time, and I'm then going to get my fucking...
Get a severance package.
Exactly, right, a severance package. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah, a decent severance package. At that point, what the fuck else does this company owe me? They don't
All the
owe
free
me
market, baby.
What the fuck? That was crazy to me. I could not believe that he was saying that. We
So when
owe them, like that they owe us, and
Well,
like,
when you
we're
say
gonna.
that, Does it
Yes.
surprise you that a governor said that, or does it surprise you that Governor Inslee said that?
I think it surprised me that a governor said that.
Okay.
right?
Because that doesn't surprise me that Inslee says
No,
that.
yeah,
because
maybe not
he
necessarily
is
Inslee, but-
Lord Emperor Inslee, and that's the way the vast majority of people to his ideological bent lean these days, is very centralized control.
Right.
And he's highly upset that a giant company that he has very little control over, but he has a lot of control over, like taxes and financial
Right.
well-being or permitting of all this, everything that is involved with this company. And he can be like, no, fuck you. I'm out. You pissed me off because
Right.
you're not doing what I want you to do. Far be it from you to actually want to participate in a free market. Far be it from me to tell you that, yeah, this is a free market society and you can do business and you reap the consequences of whatever it is that you choose to do as a company.
Right.
No. I don't like what you're doing because of my ideology. So fuck you. Now we're going to try to beat the shit out of you financially through taxes and shit.
And we've talked about Boeing before. I don't have any particular sympathy for Boeing, especially
Me
in this
neither.
time,
Me neither.
getting money from the government. You're like, oh, we're fucking struggling airlines and shit. Like, you
I'm not
sold
into that.
planes that didn't work and you knew it. That's what you fucking get, right? I appreciate them. Obviously, they're a huge part of the state, of all kinds of stuff, right?
They're a huge part of the world.
I get it, right?
Yeah.
I get it. I also thought, because Jay Inslee also said, like, well, they didn't ask or say anything to us about, what we could do to try and work out some type of, thing for them to do. First of all, Boeing doesn't owe you shit. They don't owe you anything. It doesn't work that way, right? Because they have so much to offer, you have provided them tax incentives for them to stay here. The same thing you're doing with fucking Amazon in Seattle.
Which
the
I
same
think
goddamn
on its
thing,
level
right?
is a level of corruptness between the
Totally.
private sector and the public sector,
Totally.
which I think we should all have a serious fucking problem with.
Yes, but
Far be it from us to call that out.
from
That's
a
not thing.
governmental perspective, right? As Jay Inslee, as the executive of the state, is it not your job? Because Boeing is struggling. Everybody in the world knows that Boeing is struggling, right? Is it not also your job to be like, hey, what's going on? What can we do? Do you need help? Is there are you going to go somewhere to ask to try and to fucking use something to check the temperature inside of Boeing to see if they're thinking about... They've already sent a bunch of jobs to other places. They've already fucking fired a bunch of people. So
Here's
we
in
know
Georgia?
that... I don't know where they're going, but this is
Somewhere
the
over on the East
second
Coast.
group of, like, the second production line that they're sending to another place, right?
Is this for the Dreamliner at
Yeah,
787?
so we've already seen this.
Yeah.
Why are you not actively involved in a conversation with Boeing to try and understand what's going on there? No. Why instead your idea is that Boeing should be asking you if that just seems crazy to me. That this private company should then lean on the state government so much to suckle more from the teat, like more of the teat into their mouth. I don't get, like, that seems so weird.
Well, then I thought we were really pissed at. I mean, I'm just saying we, as in Inslee and the government of the state and the counties in that area. I thought we were all really pissed about them not paying any taxes and shit anyways. Right. So fuck them. But I guess not, because actually they realized that the thousands of people that work for Boeing rely on that.
Yeah.
And the government needs their tax money just actually more than they need, obviously, the corporation of Boeing's tax money.
Right.
But none of it really matters because there's no logic behind it when they do these things. It's all incredibly impulsive.
Oh, certainly.
It's all very, very corrupt. It's all very instinctual.
Right.
And it's
right,
like, wait.
Right.
Well, why is this happening?
Right.
It's been happening for decades, asshole.
Already, Jay Inslee said he's going to reevaluate, the tax, involvement, the incentives that are going on with Boeing because they're going to move these places and chose not to say anything to the state, And
you know what's funny is if you never gave them a tax break when they started to be here, they would probably still be here. And they would be paying fucking taxes, and they wouldn't have leverage over you. They don't have leverage over the executor of the entire state of Washington. But they do, because of what you did decades, well, not him, just, our government, our state government in general, what we did to them decades and decades ago. It was like, oh yeah, well, let's just give them these nice tax breaks so they stay here, then they can help boost. If you just would have kept their taxes standard, whatever it was, like, I don't know, let's throw 10% out there just because I like a nice flat tax. Pretend we live in this world. We could, if they were always paying 10%, they would have built their business model off of that. But they've built their business model off of not having to pay these kind of taxes. And now you can't just force it on them because you don't like what they're going to do as a corporation because they're trying to survive and move someplace else because the shit show of our state it's not financially viable to be here anymore.
Well, and I do find it interesting that generally the Democratic Party that tends to argue that corporations are not paying enough in taxes, or like you said, are the ones that are offering. If you look at just Washington and California, for example, the big companies, Jeff Bezos doesn't pay enough taxes. Like Amazon doesn't pay enough taxes. Google doesn't pay enough taxes. You know what I'm saying? But these are the companies that you're offering enormous fucking tax breaks to stay in this area.
Yeah.
So I don't understand how it's even a feasible argument to make that they're not paying enough when you're not requesting that they pay everything that they should pay in the first place, because you're going to give them $100 million in tax breaks to exist here. $100 million a year in taxes that they don't have to pay just because they're choosing to be here. That's fucking crazy.
And that's a call that they, as the government, have to choose to make from the get-go.
That's crazy.
You cannot destroy a private company or attempt to destroy a private company because you don't like the decision that you made and put towards them years and years and years ago.
Right.
And it doesn't work like that.
And there's an argument to be made that if we don't offer to them, someone else is going to. But like you said, that lends to the argument of it being corruption.
Yeah.
That if nobody was doing it, then it wouldn't be a problem. But it's the same idea as
that's why I like
they
flat
call
tax.
that like OPEC, right? That's that's not the right thing, but like all of the group of the different Arab company or Arab nations that sell their oil.
Let's just call it OPEC at that point.
Yeah,
because it's more than just that. It's a couple of the
it's
other
like,
ones.
It's the global oil market, right? That they agree on a set price,
which
and
is
then
literally
eventually
called a cartel. It is a cartel.
Right. And then eventually one of those countries decides they're going to sell it for $1 less a barrel, and it fucks everything up.
Oh, yeah.
But if you all just fucking do the right thing and sell it for how much you're supposed to sell it for, everything will be good. It's the same idea.
Yep.
If you just don't fucking give any tax breaks, they're just going to have to pick where they want to be, and it's just going to be based on that. But if one person decides they're going to be corrupt and sell it for $1 less or offer $100 million in tax incentives because they want that money, that's exactly how everything gets fucked up.